In 1929, the stock market crashed and people lost a lot of money. People had put their life savings in the stock market and it went down and they pulled out all their money from the stock market, which is what caused it to crash. And it crashed on Black Tuesday, October 29th, 1929. Because of the stock market, people lost their jobs. Unemployment rose to 25 to 35%. People lined up outside of factories for jobs. People who were still employed lost 20% of their money.
Sir, do you have a job?
No.
Ooh, creepy. Sir, miss, do you have a job?
No.
No. Somebody's gotta have a job. Sir, do you have a job?
¿Dónde ese?
No comprendo.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't have the money.
Man, back into my box.
The Dust Bowl was the worst drought ever in the Midwest. It caused farmers not to be able to produce their crops, and it also caused them to lose money and all their animals because they died in the Dust Bowl. Farmers produced too much food for the people that wanted it. The supply for the food was too high for the demand of it, and as a result, prices plummeted. Then there was a huge drought and farmers stopped producing food. Then they didn't have any money to pay back the loans and they lost everything.
Hey, Mr. Smith, I got bad news.
Well, what's that bad news?
Our bank is foreclosed and we can't take any of your fruits and vegetables. So, I'm gonna need that money you owe me too.
But I haven't been selling nothing because the war been over, and I got so much stuff to sell, I can't pay you back.
Well, I'm just gonna have to take your stuff then.
But how am I going to feed my family?
Sucks to be you.
Do you want to talk a mess or not?
With no jobs, people had no money to pay for food, and as a result, people went hungry. Kids had to eat smaller meals, and parents had to go down to bread lines and soup kitchens just to try and get food. They would do whatever it takes to get food, including go through the garbage. Businesses produced too much, and it was called overproduction. And businesses, as a result, lost money. Then deflation hit, and the value of money went super far down. Banks closed by the dozens. 4,000 banks had closed in 1933. And they went back to the people who had their money, and no one had their money. So as a result, banks closed, and the people who had their money in the banks lost their money. Shame on you, banks. As a result of people losing jobs, so did the police, and crime rates went up very high, and so did the suicide rates. People killed themselves because they were very sad, and they didn't have much to live for, is what they thought. Crime rates kept going up, and people would steal whatever they could from people just to try and live. And Hoovervilles came about, and they were villages with people living in trash cans and dumps and whatever, and they had their pockets out to signal that they were poor, and they called these Hoovervilles because they hated President Herbert Hoover because they didn't like him. And they were messes and just crap and all that crap. You see that crap. It's just a bunch of crap.
Testing. Is it working?
Should I do my Cleveland voice?